Hello everyone, welcome back to MoteMancer. Yesterday, I ended with a grand sense of excitement that we were automating incineration spires, and indeed we are. But the keen-eyed among you will notice that these Ichor Slicks, well this one, looks empty. And there's no research happening. And this is sort of unsurprising, because we are turning all of our ingots into incineration spires until this buffer of incineration spires is full. And so we can't research on the ingots. The order is not ideal. I wish I consumed from this slick to do research before I consumed from it to do Cinderforge stuff, but it's fine. I always knew this buffer was going to be pretty crazy, but I'm pretty sure it's less than a chest, and I do want some kind of buffer. And less than a chest seems like the way to go. So it's going to take a while before the research gets going again. Oh, good news. Apparently the firewires... Yes, this makes sense. Firewire production outpaces demands for the Cinderforge, even though this is way less firewire than you need to fill a Cinderforge. The reason for that being that the Cinderforge is being starved even more of ingots, which is because we lack enough salt to run the ingot farms, right? These guys are all out of salt. And if you look, I didn't realize this or think about it until the end of the last video, but you might have thought about it at the start of the last video because I mentioned it in the title. The raw resources for incineration spires are 63 salt and another 30 elemental fire, which requires salt. So it's 93 salt for one incineration spire. Given that we're making something like, optimistically 8 salt a second in here, that's like an incineration spire every 10 seconds. The good news is, it looks like the extra production that I made here, which I made before I had enough shadow motes to actually feed it, did turn out to be useful. It seems like it's getting enough motes of shadow from somewhere. Here, plus the other stuff I plumbed in from over here. That it does seem as though most of it is running most of the time. I can't make a stronger guarantee than that. We can also see, I suppose, that this Ichor Slick still has shadow in it, whereas this one has no salt. So all of the... It must be the case, then, that there is more motes of shadow being produced than this factory can possibly process per second. So these were not wasted buildings after all, which at the time I thought they might have been because I didn't have enough input for them. But I found some more. It's in some sense a blessing that any salt even gets up here. I haven't really figured out how slicks prioritize the multiple grippers that are trying to grip stuff from them. It looks like proximity is important because these grippers are the ones getting the salt, the ones furthest south, not the ones up here. So somehow they're emptying it, even though it's instantaneously linked to all of them. I don't know the details. Yeah, we have some motes of shadow in here from some sort of accident earlier where I used a slick that had the wrong stuff in it. But it's all really just waiting on salt. And it looks like only a couple of these binders are even running, because I just don't have anywhere near enough salt. So that would be the way to speed things up the most at the moment, I think. Aside from restarting the game, which might get things running a little faster. I didn't do that in between sessions, as I often do. So what else? The main thing I still need to automate for fire-specific research is collectors, I believe, which requires barriers. So we need firewires to do this research, but we have those. We also need to build ember collectors, which requires, I believe, barriers, right? No. Do I need barriers for anything? There's something, isn't there? This. Which I do want quite a bit. I mean, yeah, mining more salt, huh? This is so framey. I gotta restart this. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, we're back. Game restarted. It takes forever. And see, it just moves so much smoother. It's not like the factory is smaller than it was a second ago. Maybe it's that I was zoomed out. Is it a graphics thing? Zoomed in, it doesn't look as bad. Maybe I just haven't done a lot of walking while fully zoomed out, but I think I have, right? That's how you scout for new resources. Still not doing any research because we don't have enough incineration spires. We have plenty of elemental fire, despite the shortage of salt. Interesting. And it's not actually making use of these buffers, I think. Yeah, okay. Okay, so, I mean, more salt would be responsible, but I also don't think it's unreasonable to just do the rest of the fire research, right? Lava barriers and ember collectors should be automated. Lava barriers take pedestals, which are salt, prisms, and salt. The two basic ingredients that I don't have. In void chests yet. I do have both of those things right here, though, and I don't need very many of them, right? 'Cause I just need lava barriers for, like, this one research, and maybe something out here. And right now, the demand for prisms is very low. So, I believe it would not be unreasonable to just automate lava barriers right in here. Pedestals are at Tinker's tables? Is that true? No, grindstones. They just want salt and prisms, right? Which are like right here. There's prisms. Oh, the salt is here, right. Which is empty because I don't have enough salt. But if I did... Wow, this apparently has a high priority for pulling salt. Got salt before anyone else did somehow. Is it like from south to north is how priority works? One every 2 seconds. I mean, you just don't need that many lava barriers. They're made in molten anvils, which are these. And they require this as input. It's annoying that these are going to buffer up, but I think the downside of using a slick and having to cross slicks here is more than the annoyance of having an undesired buffer. of useless junk. Yeah, sort of unsurprisingly. Since there's no salt, we're not getting a lot of these guys. What research are we working on here? Hard to tell. This one, it looks like. Scour. Okay, I mean, that's all going to take a little while. So let's go automate ember collectors. Which also uses a bunch of things I don't have. Namely, salt. So, I don't know. Maybe I am just supposed to go get more salt. I can't believe I still... Like, I don't think I've built any reaching grippers while I've been here. And magma grippers have just done all the work. So... That's fire. But I know there's some earth up in this general area. I kind of want to save that for brimstone because... I don't know where that much earth on this stupid plane is. It's basically just this. I mean, I know that I've run into some others somewhere. But not a lot. This looks earthy. Yeah. So... Should I have a slick of motes of earth? Or should I immediately on site turn it into salt? It would be one thing if I were going to put the salt in a void chest and transport it. But the salt is going to need to be in a slick anyway, because I don't have access to another void chest yet. And the void chest that I am going to get on this plane, I don't want to put salt in. So... I would have to ship either the salt or the motes of earth. And it seems like... either way could be better. Right? Because I'm going to need a small amount of elemental earth to make brimstone with, right? But a large amount of salt. So maybe this should probably just be salt. I'm not grinding this on site, am I? It would be nice if I were, and I could just join to the existing salt line. Well, I look forward to placing down earth collectors, because they're so much more regularly shaped than all the others. It should be easy to squeeze a bunch of earth out of this this mote field. Okay, I think I got everything there. And I know I brought a bunch of quarry collectors with me. So this was kind of the layout I had settled on, I believe. For general use. And so, I mean, 4, 8, no, 4, 6. This is 12, which is equivalent to 24 of the smaller collectors, I think. No, these are each of these is as good as 4 normal collectors? Is that right? Did I research? I didn't think I did that kind of research, or enough of that. Quarry Collector doubles it, so it's 2 per whatever. Oh, I did this research. There's another copy of this research. That's what I was confused about. I see. So this is 6, 12 times 4. This is 48 normal collectors. So it's actually 12 per second. Because that makes sense. These make 1 per second each, and there's 12 of them. Okay, so Earth is a very nice source of salt. It's easy to fit a bunch of them in, and they're super, super productive. I have not left myself very much space for power, have I? Can that be solved, or do I need to fix the layout? It's fine. I can just do this. Cool. And this really should be ground on site to just ship salt, as I was saying a moment ago. Which would require 24 grindstones. Which I can make, no problem. And that would look like... I mean, the thing is, now that we have slicks, and we're not... Yeah, this doesn't bother me. We're no longer constrained by the capacity of a streamway or a slab or whatever. We can just build a single row, right? Like... Did I accidentally build collectors instead of grindstones? I must have. Right? Like, why can't I just build a line of 24 of these? It sounded like 11. $24 of these in a row. 5, it was 11. So place all of these and then pick one up, or don't pick one up, but... Oh, you cheeky devil, you messed me up. Right? Like, yeah, this is unaesthetic, I guess. But, oh god, these fucking slicks. These doodads, I mean. It's not beautiful, but it's not ugly either. If I ever want to, I can easily just throw another 24 down on this lane. And this is certainly much easier to build than the cool array I built on the Earth plane, which I still like, but there are so many fewer constraints on what I'm doing here, right? I don't have to power the grippers. Fire wires don't have to touch the other fire wires, right? They can be connected by they're connected by wire. The slick has unlimited capacity, so I don't have to balance it around making sure that I have exactly a slab worth of input and a slab worth of output or whatever. I'm gonna need to pick up some more slicks soon. So now I have a big pile of salt. Oh, I'm running it right through a potential mine. Okay, let's try to dodge. We're gonna slightly reduce the potential throughput or capacity or whatever of this mine in the future. Okay, where am I going? Down here. But I might not even use that mine. If I do, it's a very small concession anyway. So that's where ether is. Where's the salt? Further down still, right? Like by a lot? Oh my god, it's so far. Okay. I guess I'll start running power up to it. I thought I accidentally got it to connect further apart than I intended it to. Oh man, imagine how happy we're going to be when we have all this salt. Nothing can ever make me sad again, probably. Gonna be the popular kid in 8th grade or whatever. Who's probably never had anything bad happen in their whole life. Okay, that's online. It should start. Yeah, there it goes. So I'm not actually mining as much as I thought I was. One per second times 12. Shouldn't that require all 24 of these? I don't know. It's hard to tell now because the salt is backlogged because I didn't actually get it all the way to its objective. but it looked like a few less than all of them were being used. Oh my god, this is where it's getting to? That's pretty far. Okay. Let's grab another few hundred slicks. That ought to do for now. How am I on firewires? I got plenty. There's some earth. That could be the small amount of elemental earth I need on this plane. For brimstone. Going right past the ether factory, being very jealous. I guess I want to go east. Very jealous of that void chest right now. I think it wants to come in like here. Is this salt or what is this? Motes of fire. The salt is here. So this should actually make a pretty big difference. Right? Well, hard to tell because this finally actually filled its buffer up. What is that we're researching? I have no idea what these icons are. Looks like this thing? Scorched Earth. Well, hard to tell how much it helped, but like this slick is filled with salt, so salt is not the bottleneck anymore. Well, it's hard to say because stuff is buffered up, right? Actually, look at this. The ingot slick is not full enough. So all of these running full tilt are not keeping you happy, huh? But they are running, right? They're not bottlenecked on anything. So 6 of these. Yeah, I mean, we did compute that this would be a little bit less than 1 incineration spire per second. Looks like it's a lot less for reasons I don't totally understand, but I feel like we are feeding all of these. I don't ever... Actually, it looks like this salt line does actually run dry eventually. Oh. Do I not have enough throughput here? That can't be. It is. Right, because I said it takes like 90 salt to make a single incineration spire. Right? And this is only 7 times 2.5 per second. That's actually bridging the gap. Okay, sure. I went to all the trouble of getting get salt, I should at least get it to the place where it's needed, right? It seemed like that number of inserters was a huge, or grippers, was a huge number. Could I really need more salt than that? Apparently, yes. Or could I need more throughput than that, I guess. Okay, this one's actually running dry now, so this is probably enough for now. Ingots still. Yeah, just not making enough salt. Unreal. Let's go make sure the salt mine that I set up is actually working as intended. Yeah? It's not all absolutely 100% synced up, but it's pretty close. And it's running full tilt. There's no leftover salt. I love it. Great. I can't even see the fire wires. Like, they're there, but they kind of blend in against the grindstone background. So that's all cool. And these drippers are not all running. There's not enough salt to satisfy all of this. Are we low on... No, this is not the bottleneck. They're too full. Yeah, I mean, it's just salt. We just need more salt to keep production going faster, it looks like. Why are lava barriers going so slowly? This is running full steam ahead, right? Occasionally it's bottlenecking on salt a little bit. I mean, I guess I don't have enough grippers to actually feed it in here, but the bottleneck is what's happening inside this machine. It's not getting enough salt. Okay, that's fine. Lava barrier research is not urgent, really. Ember collector is the last big thing before I start doing keystone research, I think. Yes. And ember collectors require simple collectors, which require salt prisms. So, actually, this would be a good time to start on brimstone, I think. Because... a second void chest for salt prisms would simplify this. So let's do that. I'm already shipping elemental fire down here, aren't I? No. I see. But I can, no problem. Yay, I have Scorched Earth. Oh, these are like in the wrong order, aren't they? And this doesn't do anything. This was a salt line that never went anywhere. I thought I would want it, but it turns out I'm not doing anything at this base. Now, it's not that I'm not using the salt. It's just I'm not using the salt shipped in this direction. Right? The salt is all going to all this stuff. So here, elemental shadow, elemental fire, right? It's got to be one of these big new guys. Ooh, pyrolyzers. Yeah, those are cool, but Infernal Maw, please. Can I get this to go under or out of the way? I can, right? If I do that. Yeah. Okay, so I don't actually need to make this go under. Did I say brimstone at some point? I meant obsidian. That was a while ago. That's what we're making. We're making obsidian. And so that needs to get here? I'm out of magma grippers. It's amazing how fast you go through 150 of those guys, you know? Let's grab 200 this time. Turns out gripping is the most important thing alchemists do. They don't teach you that in school. So here is where it wishes to go. And that should start on the other void chest and blaze caps, which who knows what they even do. They're fiery mushrooms. It would be nice if I could also get that down here somewhere, but let's get real. There's not that much research to be done on obsidian. I guess another gripper would make this build faster, but this thing is not the bottleneck. Our altars are. Does it work on both researches or just one? Just one. The wrong one. I could unplug the fire prisms to get this going faster. But I don't think I need to. What I can do instead is just... What else can I build out of obsidian, actually? Nothing, I think. Yeah, I ended up not doing much with... Well, no. Magma grippers are like the one joint research thing that I absolutely love. Burl roots and root-bound grippers were very good when I was using earth or life for power distribution, but now that I'm not, I don't really need them. I guess I liked these a lot when I was using them. That's kind of how this cross-element stuff is supposed to work. You try different tools for building factories. This stuff... Oh, primordial mana wells and virgin streams I also found very useful. Okay. I wonder why this didn't end up getting finished. I like unplugged it on purpose so that it would focus my prisms on something else, I think. And I forgot to replug it back in or something. Never did automate mycelium. Might be a good time, huh? Because that gives me this and makes it easier to automate void chests, which I should do, really. And Radiant Shade would be nice. This doesn't look important, but I already have it, so that doesn't... It's not a meaningful assessment, I guess. This would be nice. I mean, yeah, Radiant Shade would be a nice thing to have. So would better collector speed. So, yeah, could I automate mycelium while I'm down here? It's just shadow and salt. A second ago there was a salt line coming down here, and then I said I don't need that, and I erased it. Okay, very funny. And even if I don't make a lot of mycelium, like I can make some. Have some sitting in a chest, maybe, for building stuff that requires mycelium, and then dump the rest into research. Made in, that's what I was looking at. Dark Grove. I own one Dark Grove somewhere, I believe. Can't find it, though. I thought I built one just to look at it. Maybe I threw it away. Okay. That's fine. Very expensive. No, this doesn't... It has to be like that. There's my Dark Grove. Like that. This was like really easy to automate. It's a little embarrassing that I didn't do it earlier. It's a little tough to get into the research area. I think I'll just put it here. I don't anticipate mycelium being my bottleneck, really. Okay, so now these two are researching different things, which means it'll take me longer to get everything. It's fine. So what are we're starting on this one now? Mana capacity? Yeah. And then we want void chests next. Yeah. That I imagine is quite expensive, right? But that's the point. We want a lot of it. Mycelium and Ichor Slicks. Where are my friends the Ichor Slicks on this thing? They should be. Okay, well that's easy, right? There's mycelium, there's Ichor Slicks. Like, get to work, right? In a tar cauldron. That's you. Not quite where I want. I should have done it this way instead. So I have a chest of void chests being fed by magma gripper that's coming from the tar cauldron, right? Is that what I want? I should think about this a little. These rotations are... The shape of this object is ridiculous. Sure, that should do. So we're not making nearly enough mycelium really for everything, but I don't need a high throughput on most of this stuff. Like, this is going to be a disgusting number of void chests that can fit in this one simple chest. Arguably, I shouldn't even use a chest, because 50 should be plenty, right? And mycelium is eating up all my... something? Does it take salt? It does, doesn't it? Yeah. So... yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to say... this should not be a chest. I'll just daisy chain pedestals rather than moving this thing. And this will save 50 in its buffer, which is fine. Yeah, the mycelium production is struggling, I assume, because of salt. It actually seems to be working full time, almost. It's a surprise. Okay. We just need more mycelium than we're making in order to make all the void chests? Yeah. I see. But I don't actually have spare salt. Yeah, this is bottlenecking on salt, just not all the time. Okay, that's fine. I am satisfied to leave that as it is. It is making progress towards some mana stuff, which is whatever, and collector speed, which is whatever, and radiant shade, which I'm excited about. But we're also still making progress on this, which I don't care about, but eventually this. So what I want to do is automate ember collectors, which, to do it the way I want to do it, will require void chests. But I can build all the infrastructure as if I had, well, the Pyre void chest, right? The red one or whatever. Because I want to just build collectors by pulling salt and ether out of a box. Salt prisms out of a box. Ah, that's a point. I should make a better effort at automating salt prisms and putting them onto into a void chest. Because there's, let's see, this is salt. Further northwest, I guess, this is where my ether is. Because I know somewhere around here, this salt passes by the ether factory, doesn't it? And gets very jealous. No, what's going on? I remember describing jealousy. Oh, it's up here. This is the one I'm supposed to be following. So here I have salt. I mean, you can't see it because it's being used up instantly, but it's there. And here I have a bunch of ether, which is working reasonably hard, but not like crazy hard. You can see a lot of this production is idle. Well, I don't know about a lot. More than half. Hey! You sprayed into my... Oh, well, good thing I automated incineration spires, huh? Why can I not put this down? Is there a doodad or something? There it is. So there's some research, I think Scour, right? That I actually have now. I don't have now. But if I did... Hello, why can't I fire off Riptide? What? Riptide. Yeah. So now it seems that just placing incineration spires near production buildings should protect them, because it'll erase the the rift, and then also erase the entropy. Well, not yet, because I don't have Scour yet. Why is this going so slowly? Okay, don't get distracted. Oh, it's because we were working on runaway reaction instead. Sure. Now we're working on Scour. Great. So I was coming up here. Okay, this stuff is all still idle. This wasn't actually the bottleneck. But I was just noting, like, look, I have ether and salt, like, right next to each other. And ether is easy to come by, but salt, I'm not putting that on chests, so... I mean, this is a ton. Let's just, I don't know, I need so many salt prisms. Let's just start making those and pretend we have a void chest to put them in. And soon, our wish will come true. There will be a void chest. Oh my god, it's making all the ether by hand. Stop. need salt and salt prisms? Okay, I can't really fix that for you, I'm afraid. But just down here, there's a perfectly fine, like... If I need to scale this up, I can do so over here. So... I don't know how many that is. It seems like a decent number, probably. Hello? Oh, there's a doodad here. 4, 8, 12, 16. What a nice power of 2 number we have. Now, I mean, there's not even any spare salt here. So salt, again, is like what is killing me. Right. The problem with this is that these are too small. I remember we discovered last time I built salt prisms, I actually need a slab for one of the inputs. So I can only do 8 of these in a row before I have to interrupt and pull onto a new slab. How many grippers is it to load up a slab? These are 2.5 per second each, so 2 of these is plenty. And for output, this one isn't even connected, you big oaf. Am I doing it on this side? Seems like I should. So I can have right here a slick for ether. There's space for power along this. Oh, this doesn't fit. I'm so stupid. I do this every time. It does fit. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I do it every time because I'm a genius. Right, I have to do this. So I guess the power poles are going on this side, actually. I don't think this is the right layout. Something went wrong here, but it's fine. Somehow I should have been able to do this with the slab here instead of way over here, but it just doesn't really matter. I'm out of slabs. Salt. It's always salt. Okay. So I'm just going to put a dummy chest in here. That will one day be a void chest for prisms, but I haven't researched that yet. I do this, is that covering everything? Hard to tell. I think it is. Oh, I thought this would have plugged in. I guess it didn't. Everything looks happy. Great. I really wish you would finish up with this research I don't care about and get to the research I do care about. I could fix it by taking out the fire prisms, but I'm interested. What's the deal with blaze caps? They're fiery mushrooms used in roomshroom rituals. What rituals? Yeah, and of course, again, assault is the bottleneck here. Did I make more? I did make more kala grindstones. I should really just repeat this. Double this up at least. Four, 8. Yeah, this should be the new one. Always walking into doodads. A little bit awkward, I think. Where am I putting the other chest? I guess like that. And these two production lines are going to run into each other, facing opposite directions, which is fine. Yes, that's pointing the right way, just checking. Just enough. Okay. How goes the research? Oh my god. You stopped and switched. Which is fine. I want you to work on this one. Did you run out of fire prisms or something? That doesn't seem right. I think I actually put down more fire wires than I had to in this part. Doesn't matter, I'm not going to try to fix it. Salt production, still the bottleneck. Not a surprise at all. You need so much salt for everything that you do in this game. But at the moment, for everything I do on the Plane of Fire. So, let's imagine then... This is almost done. That should speed things up a little. It'll greatly slow down my salt production, because nothing will be consuming all these brimstone spires. I'll suddenly get 90 more salt per second or something for everything else. That's going pretty fast. Right? I think. Yeah, not bad. So let's imagine that I had that void chest. I would use it to make some ember collectors, which mostly is just like elemental fire plus a normal collector, right? Ingots plus a normal collector. Okay. Oh. Can I fit that in here? Oh god, what a sin. He's sinning. There's space. Oh, he's gonna do it. So let's see. Ember collectors. They need 6 ingots, which is just like 3 grippers grabbing from the ingot line here. And they need a simple collector. So even making 1 ember collector per second, again, ought to be plenty. So I really only need 1 cinder forge for that, right? Am I crazy? But first, I need the simple collector constructor, which is in Tinker's tables. Which are these? Which is this. And it just wants the 2 things that are currently in my void chests. Well, 1 is actually in and 1 will be soon. So this will be a great moment for civilization as a whole, I think. Get those out of here, I guess. Make sure I got easy access to Nitor. So a void chest here and here. But this will be the other void chest. So let's just make it a symbol for a placeholder for now. Yeah. Ether from here. Prisms from here. Will produce collectors. Those collectors will be fed in here, along with a bunch of ingots. Speaking of imagining that I had access... Oh, I thought this was going to be the new void chest. It's just some stinky mana. Okay, that's cool though. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Yeah, so the recipe here is 6 of these, so I actually need even more ingots coming in. But the simple collectors... you just don't need that many of. It's 1 per second. A single gripper can handle that. And then, out the other end of this comes science, baby. I guess a slick is better, actually, so I don't buffer stuff up that I don't need. And there will be enough ember collectors in here. I never need to pick up more than 50 of them at a time, I can't imagine, so that's fine. Run power to this thing. it doesn't use any reaching grippers, so it just needs power there, and it should turn on. And I just need a new void chest to get it online. It's really nice that this is all it takes to just do collectors now. Not having to route salt and ether in, locate them. So how's this research going? What is this? Is this scour? Looks like a weird insect. Yeah, it's this. So like, I don't even think this was that important to research, but I had the materials, so it got researched. Lava barriers are so slow because they need salt, am I right? Yeah, this is a barren salt field. Actually, I guess it's because I just figured this research didn't need to be very fast, and it doesn't. So, hats off to me. I do want it to be done soon, though, because when this finishes, I'm going to want all the research going in here. Is there anything here? Right, this just needs brimstone and obsidian. I mean, fire, keystones. I should make those, shouldn't I? Well, I know where I can find some earth. That'll keep me busy for a while. Over here. Right? Yeah. And this should be plenty for fire keystones. Who finished? Ah, this thing. You decided to go back to this again. Alright, so what the hell do these do? I do not possess any obsidian. So I can't find out. Now possess obsidian. I have a rune shroom somewhere in my bag, don't I? It's hard to find. This is it. No, those are void chests. This is it. Maybe I didn't even have to build the blaze caps. I could have just done this. Okay, power generation, sure. Reduces the power cost of structures within by 0%. I assume the 0% is some error. Okay, so we have Scour now. So now Incineration Spires take out the entropy as well, and I shouldn't need to use Riptide. But I want to start on this, and I can't because we need a few more research going in there. So this fractured research stuff, by the way, I thought was placeholders for like, oh, something will go here someday. Whoa, what the heck? Oh, this is the one I intentionally didn't do. Okay. It's like, oh, there's something missing. Right. But I kind of wonder now if these might be things you unlock in like the post game after you've restored the Great Portal. I'm not sure. Maybe these are in the game and I'm just not allowed to use them yet, or maybe they're not here at all. But it seems like by the time you get to the Great Portal, they would assume you've researched all of this, right? So why have these in special areas? I guess just makes sense. Okay, so Blaze Cap's power reduces the power cost. I mean, oh, you can just mouse over and see what all of them are. Chance to craft bonus outputs. That seems kind of cool. This is some air nonsense. And they're faster. Huh. Okay, Void Chest Pyre. So how do I build these guys? I want them immediately. Oh, weird. I can't build Void Chests? I can build... Oh, because they consume a Void Chest. I see. Let's build 6 of these. So one of them, can I just place it on top of this? Does that work? Nope. One of them goes there. And I know where 2 more go, which is, over here. So that should start me on the next bit of fire research, I think. Let's see how that's going. Yay! Look! We're researching collector speed and soon radiant cinders. Okay, so fire mastery is pretty much all that's left to do here. And as I said, it shouldn't be too hard. I just need to gather a little bit of earth, which I was doing when I was interrupted by that. Which was a pleasant interruption, which I do not begrudge. I guess that's as far as over as I can go. Oh my god, where's the fucking thing in the way? There it is. You can get... These bad boys can fit so much earth, it's unreal. I don't need to do that, do I? Because they output into both. I don't know, just in case I'm wrong. That looks fine. I'm collecting from every side, just in case it makes a difference. I'm reasonably sure it doesn't, but I'm not totally sure, and nothing is explained super clearly in this game. Alright, so that's plenty of earth. It's way more earth than necessary. So what we can do is grind it up here. Right? Build another grindstone array. Actually, I have 30 grindstones. Doodads always get me. Let's do it like this, I guess. Doesn't leave much space for power, does it? I think I need them to be one further apart. That works, right? Run a slick down the middle. And on one side, all you have room for is collecting. But on the other side, I have space to run power poles. This is all set to start grinding, but it doesn't have the inputs and the outputs yet set up yet. Just more salt. Everything needs so much salt. Cool. And now, I guess this is the input, huh? Like, I came out here to mine earth because I wanted earth, not salt. But I can just, like, using slicks kind of as a substitute for a delta, right? I can run... Why are you not... Oh, you just haven't started, okay. So now, like, if I need salt, they'll make salt. But I can now take this line and run it as elemental earth. Or motes of earth, rather. Well, but I don't need motes of earth for anything. I should grind that up, or bind that up, into elemental earth before I do anything with it, right? And I think we decided that 3 elemental earth per second is pretty much enough. Because that's 1/3 of a brimstone per second, which is therefore 1/3 of a fire keystone per second. It would be nice to have more, but I think other things will be my bottleneck before 3 earth per second is. But this is so much earth, right? How much earth is it? Um, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 11 per second. Okay, I don't want you spreading closer to me. This is basically having no impact on my power storage as desired. It would start clogging this up, and I mean, I just can't have that. And the entropy's gone. Great. And I left a mote field of earth. Oh my god. There's so much earth when you do this. It's crazy. You get mote fields back. Can I tell you? This scour research. I had access to it for some time, way back on Earth, and I was like, I don't really need that. I'm not clearing that much entropy with incineration spires. I'm just building around them. No big deal. And then even when I read it, I was like, oh, you know, it adds motes. Or not that one. Where is it? This one? This one. And I don't know why. I somehow thought this meant doodads, not mote fields. This is cracked. This shouldn't be allowed. Okay. So there's way more earth than I thought if I just, like, made some. Got it. Well, I don't have any collectors left, and I don't have tons of elemental earth to build with. I could build some quarry collectors, but that's not really my priority. I just want to start binding this stuff. And I have a handful of binders, so... I mean... How much do I want? That's 11 per second, which I can easily turn into... I mean, I might as well try to build 9, right? So that I can make lots of brimstone? Obsidian? Brimstone. Brimstone. And also, like, reaching collectors, reaching grippers, I guess. I should start thinking about what I'm going to ship into Shadow, actually, right? When I go there. Because I'll obviously want magma grippers. Can't even build those in Shadow. You can... Oh, here I could have made the magma grippers, which is convenient not to. I think magma grip... If I have to pick one thing to ship into Shadow, it's magma grippers. Those guys are great. I want to have easy access to void chests, but that should be fine to do on Shadow, right? Okay. So I remember these looked something like this. I don't have more binders. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. That's way more than I need. And just not that big a problem to build. So this is 18 for building 9 per second. But you can only fit 8 per second on a slab. So I could do the cute little thing I did with slicks before, where I wiggle around. Or I could just like have a slab that starts and stops after every 4, which seems way easier, right? And cheaper as well. So something like this. Oh, but not quite. I want the slab to be the outer one, I think. So that the slick in between doesn't have to be interrupted at all. So run a slick like this, being fed motes of earth. With magma grippers, right? Actually, I should do the reaching grippers first. They're more constrained. I think I messed up somewhere. Oh, yeah, this is right. I guess I'll just build 16, because that's how much you can fit on 2 slabs. It's kind of unpleasant, isn't it? It would be kind of nicer if the magma grippers were adjacent like that, but that doesn't work. So I guess what we can do is have the reaching grippers adjacent that way. Reaching in the middle. Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, I've said it before, and it's happening again. I love how every time I want to build a production line for something, even something I've built before, there's always a different way to do it than what I did before. There's some refinement I noticed, or some different idea I want to try. Now that I've done it this way, well, it seems like I don't necessarily need these gaps. Those were because the Ichor Slick was wiggling, right? It's not going to do that now. But it's fine, I think, to use those for power, basically. It just looks more aesthetic to me to have these spread out and grouped together. There's no particular good reason. Okay. So the earth is coming in on a slick. The ether comes from a void chest. Yeah, I guess this isn't powered, huh? Okay. Cool. So let's get some power in here. That's just enough to power the furthest reaching gripper, which means this would also power it, but it would not reach the other one. So I'll just have them spaced like this, and it should be great. So this is now my big slick of elemental earth. Way more than I can actually, than I need. Or at any rate, it will be once I have this. So, quarry collectors require a bunch of granite. But, I mean, that's just salt and earth. Turns out everything is salt. I have tons of elemental earth. Okay. So I mean I can build some more quarry collectors to. Why does it look to me like the colors on this are changing? I don't know. I think I'm hallucinating. Okay. I think I will build some more quarry collectors. Because all of the spare earth that can go to salt, I mean, everybody's happy about that. Oh, look at this. Salt production. There's too much salt. But only just. I think it's because we finally finished this incineration spire research. The Ember Collectors are doing just fine. They're not like streaking through the skies, but they're going fast enough. So I would love to automate reaching grippers. It's sort of unclear to me why I'm building more quarry collectors when I suddenly have enough of everything. Whatever. So this elemental earth needs to be shipped on its slick over a bunch of other slicks to a brimstone production area. Right, like this. So this is 2.5 times 4, which is 10 per second. That's how much throughput this is, which is more than I'm making. So that's enough grippers. Oh man, I hate that I have to run firewire just for this. I've heard that there are plans for one of the elemental synergy things, like, you know, a combination of two energies. Fire plus something. Fire plus shadow, maybe, to be wireless power. That would be pretty sweet. But it doesn't exist yet, as I understand it. So this actually has to go 2 places, right? Well, no. It just has to make brimstone. And then the brimstone kind of needs to go 2 places. Although, why? Wait. All I need the brimstone for is making keystones. Right? This stuff's already done. This stuff's already done. This isn't, but I don't care. So I just need keystones. So I just need it for keystones. So isn't there elemental shadow like down here? Yeah. Oh, but it's not elemental shadow. I'm supposed to mix this with elemental fire. Okay. Right here, yes? Yes. Oh my god, crossing all these slicks is an impossible task. Okay, well, one little improvement we could make would be this. So now this slick can get out, right? And then it just has to cross the salt line. But then it has to come back? I mean, it could come back on a slab. I think that would be appropriate. Yeah, let's, okay, where's my Caldera Crucible? Is that the one that... Brimstone, Caldera Crucible, yes. Do I have any of those? Did I accidentally make one once? I don't see one. should convert it to a slab on the way out, right? The thing is, I actually have a lot of elemental fire. And a lot of elemental earth. So I could make a ton of brimstone here. No problem. Except that the logistics of getting it over there kind of suck. And then bringing it back here to do research on. I mean, what do I need a bunch of brimstone for? Magma grippers, but I'm already making those. Giant chests, but I don't care. Lava generators, which I don't care about. Oh. Another point. These salt prisms should now be added to the salt prism distribution network, right? So now, if this is making, if we don't have enough, then these go into operation and start emptying themselves into the chest. Or if the chest is empty, if we need more, more is made. But if there's enough, it can just come out of this chest. So it's, yeah, okay, from other places where these are made. Great. Okay. Cool. So that's a slight improvement on things there, but it doesn't matter because this is full already. Oh, I'm just struggling on how much brimstone to make. I really don't think I need very much, but this is something that I have a ton of the ingredients for, so I could just make more. Like, wouldn't it be nice to make 3 per second? So that I could actually, in principle, make 1 keystone per second, but in practice I won't be doing that. Because I don't have enough fire being made everywhere. Right, if we look at the earth keystone for comparison, the earth prisms are, yeah, each of these ingredients is 3 fire plus some other stuff. So it's 9 fire times 3 is 27. And I'm only making 18. Right, there's just no way. I could make more, but it doesn't seem necessary. So maybe like 2 brimstone constructors would be sensible, I guess. I don't know, if I'm doing that, I might as well do 3, and then I might as well run a slick out. Just annoying. It's not that hard. Just put a few grippers in, you big baby. Okay. Caldera Crucible numero dos, please. Oh, and number 3, I guess I did say, didn't I? This is elemental earth, right? Yes, good. So how much elemental fire do I need to bring out to fuel these 3? just 9 per second, right? Which is 4 grippers. Great. Each of these wants 2 grippers from each input. And the output will be a slab. Which will be easy to feed. And then I'll run the slab back this way. Why not put it on the other side? Good question. I think I could. I should run it down, actually. I want this slate to be here. Oh, this kind of does have to happen. Up from here, I don't need. I know, we just finished some research. Give me a sec. Ah! Collector speed. Oh, nice. And Radiant Shade is on its way. Yeah, so these are easy. Right? Just build like that. I guess for symmetry I do it this way. Now, did I leave myself room for the output? Just barely, I think. Ah! The doodads! I don't know, maybe we should switch to locked mode for slabs. Myself enough room there even, huh? Oh my god. I thought this would be the easy part, but I messed everything up so bad. This area looks routable, but it's not. I mean, it doesn't look that routable, to be fair. Coming through. I'm gonna have to run that other stuff. Not obsidian, but the shadow stuff. Oh, it is obsidian. Yes, I'm gonna have to run obsidian in here as well. Okay, there's the brimstone, ready to go. Which, I don't need shadow prisms anymore, right? This just wants fire prisms, fire, brimstone, and obsidian. So I'm making obsidian down here. It's not that much, because I don't actually have that much elemental shadow being mined anywhere. Wow, how is this still doing? We're still researching something here? What is this? Oh, shade collectors. Right. Good job. Keep it up. That's what all my mycelium and void chests are for, I guess. So this is blocked on mycelium, which is fine. I don't need to optimize this production line. I'm just trying to understand what's happening down here with the elemental shadow. So I think I'm only ever making 4 per second, right? And none of it is actually being researched here anymore. Oh my gosh, I'm almost out of slicks. Thank you, giant earth chests, man. Okay. So here is where I make obsidian. Oh, actually, I'm making more elemental shadow up here, aren't I? Well, maybe there is enough to handle. So, to make more obsidian than I thought. So what do I need to make? It's like a dark grove, is that right? To make obsidian. An infernal maw, of course. How could I have been so foolish? Dark grove didn't sound right, but I didn't know what was. Just needs a bunch of elemental shadow and a bunch of elemental fire. Well, I'll just take all this then. Still need more fire? No, more shadow. Yeah, okay. And now I assume more fire? No, still more shadow. Goodness. Okay, so 3 of these making obsidian. I don't know if I have the throughput for that, but like, I might. You need to make a lot of garbage to make these things, huh? So I'm sending the obsidian down there. And to get it in here, I assume it's going to come in from the south. Yeah. Flipping and flopping between slick and slab as necessary to get through all these other slicks, I guess. 'Cause I certainly don't need more than 4 per second. That's insane. So, and I don't want to have a huge buffer of it on slabs. So I want to run it as a slick most of the way, but it's just easier to duck under slicks by switching into slabs. Okay. Oh, there's a slick here. That's why it doesn't want to build. Oh, you guys you're not touching close enough. Or as close as you could, anyway. Okay. So on this side, the elemental shadow is easy to provide. Right? Like that. Well, I guess I may as well run it in like that. I don't, like I said, I don't think I have enough elemental shadow to do all this, but maybe I do. I mined a bunch earlier and I'm not using it for anything anymore, really. So these are, oh no, fire prisms. Okay. These two really ought to switch sides. Okay, they can, it will be easy. Oh, it's neat to make a bunch of salt prisms. I could just pick those up, couldn't I? Boop. Grab that whole inventory worth of them. And then, like, it'll need more salt, but at least it doesn't have to make the salt prisms. And now all this can go away. And this slick can slide over here. Now these are all making brimstone. And it should be the work of but a moment to extract the brimstone onto a slab at least. This power pole is kind of annoying. Yeah, you're awkwardly placed. Go down there, I guess. Those reaching grippers are in like exactly the wrong spot to be powered conveniently. Okay, there's a bunch of brimstone. But as soon as I'm away from there, I just want to turn it into a slab. No, I want to cross under this first. Oh, the thing is, though... No. I was going to say that converting between slabs and slicks requires a chest, and a buffer chest of these seems insane. If the whole point of switching to slabs is there's less buffer on the slabs. But that's only true for crossing two slicks. For just turning... I can just, like... I can just do this. And it's back to Slickville, baby. Oh, I was going to come up through... Oh, I did come up through the south. Great. Ta-da! Keystone research. This will finish whenever it finishes. It's going to be so slow, guys. Well, is it? Sort of. I mean... I'm producing enough of the inputs, I believe, that I could feed multiple altars, but all this time I've been saying I'm just going to have one altar. And this design is atrocious for, like, how do you scale this to multiple altars, right? Some of the stuff I won't need soon, but I will, because it'll be like, oh, you need more Ember Collectors to research better Ember Collectors over here, right? So, I don't know. I feel like this just kind of wants to take a while, do its own thing. In the meantime, it's probably a good time for a break, right? I haven't kept track, but we've accomplished a lot today. It must have taken me a while. This one's still empty, huh? What are you? Elemental fire? Well, I knew we would need a lot of that. But I did intentionally harvest a lot. Apparently that's our current bottleneck. Yeah, I think so. You guys running full tilt or what? Looks like it. Yeah, just all the fire is being used up. We have some buffer chests up here that would indicate to me, well, I see. There's a section over here where there's plenty of elemental fire because not much is being used, but the main artery of elemental fire is full. Is rather empty. It is being used. I think. It looks for the moment like it's completely full. I'm not sure what was up with that then. Okay, well, it's going to be some time before we complete any more research. So I guess I could try to build in another altar, but it's so hard, man. Like these two along the bottom, I think I could scale horizontally a bit if I went over here. The elemental fire and fire prisms are a little trickier. I mean, in some sense they're not. I could just run them over here and go under the altar and have 4 lanes going that way. But the thing is, on the other side of Fire Mastery, I'm gonna need more of the stuff that we're currently researching, right? I don't know what stuff exactly. Boy, can you believe how little Earth Mastery research I did? What was wrong with me? I mean, kind of all of it looks just sort of as a nice to have, but Quarry Collector Array, like, that would have been pretty cool. More Earthen Might, that would have saved me a lot of problems. Radiant Quarry I want. The problem is the Titanic chest is in the way, and I don't really care about this. And I never got around to automating granite, embarrassingly. So, but like, if we look at the life tree and assume it'll be similar over there, it's like life keystone, elemental life, and a useful life building. Life keystone, elemental life, life's intermediate, and a useful life building. Oh, how come this never finished? It must have broken on the life plane. I'm pretty sure it's been quite a long time since any new life research came in, so this one must have been sitting at 33 for the whole time. You know, life keystone, elemental life, 2 useful life buildings. So I assume the next bit of fire research back here is going to require, you know, fire keystones, which I haven't built yet. Oh god, I haven't built those yet. Shoot. They're not going to be hard to build. But they might be hard to route in here along. I guess what I can take these two pedestals out, right? Because I won't need these two anymore to do research. I can just combine them into the fire keystone using the fire prism and elemental fire from here. Right? Is that what I need all of that? Just the prism, not even the elemental fire. So pull this down plus these two. Yeah. Okay, this routed out okay. But I probably want a little bit more room here. To actually build something. Presumably it will be built in... I don't remember. What? Like, it was... Oh, I see. This is laid out in rows. So something that's like a collector, here's the elements. Like a grindstone, I'm looking for like a tinker's table. So it was an arboretum, right? Yeah. So the shadow version of an arboretum is a dark grove. But I don't want the shadow version. I want the fire version. Which is a cinder forge. So I'd fit one of these buildings in here. That seems doable-ish. Yeah, barely. And one of them is more than enough again. The problem is I don't have splitters. Slicks do the job, but I can't really get slicks routing through here. So I guess I'm just supposed to use grippers for this. Like that. That looks great. So this is everything needed to build fire keystones. We just don't have any yet. And I can't fit them here. If I remove this slick, okay, so I think when I'm done with this research, I'll just remove this slick and replace it with a slab. And then it'll stop taking obsidian out of the slick and start taking fire keystones out of the slab, and that should be fine. Okay, it's gonna be some time. I think I'm gonna just do this off camera because, like I said, it is about time for a break. We've accomplished a lot, and now there's some waiting to do because I did not set up to do things quickly. But if this once this factory is all like set up, I can kind of just leave it doing its thing. Go check out something else, new elements, shadow. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.